welcome to Stretch and Relax. So what I would like to do here is a full body stretch and relax. And it will start from bottom and then come all the way up to top. Okay, so lower body up to the top. So you want to take a moment, whenever you're planning a stretch and relax moment, it is sometimes good to set yourself up. What do you need? What do you need for relaxation? And so I have a scarf for myself. I have my pillow for comfort. I set up a candle. I am bringing in some lavender because I know lavender helps me relax, which I've been feeling some stress lately, and I want to try to breathe my way slowly out of that as I stretch the whole body with you. And I have some water, or whatever you might need for drinking. So starting bottom to top, we are going to start on our back. So I'm going to set the pillow aside for now, the scarf aside for now. And you're going to start down in the ankles and the feet. Okay, so when you lay down, you might watch me for a second. You're going to hold behind the leg, the other leg can just be bent, and focus up into the feet and ankles. Okay, so lay yourself on down, nice and comfortable, and start to flex and point through your foot. So drawing the toes down and then pointing them up, and just take this sweet little move very seriously. Give it your full attention. And notice the influence of that movement down your leg. Deep breath as you go. So just bit by bit, we will take on a little body awareness from the bottom to the top. So now that same foot, circle it around. Paint a circle in the ceiling, in the sky, with your toes, with your foot, and circle it both ways. And then relax that foot, and set it down and switch to the second side. Good, focusing in on the foot and the ankle, begin to point and flex. Notice the influence down your leg. Feel the importance of that movement down your leg. Deep breath as you go. And then begin to circle it around, circling slowly. Imagine a circle that you're painting in the sky. And then take it the other way. Deep breath to guide it around. Relax. And then pull both knees in. And use your curled body to roll yourself up to seated. And I want to add on to that ankle foot stretching here a little bit. And then we get to come on to our back again. So you reach out for your scarf. And you're just going to emphasize into the foot. So you hook your beautiful scarf on that you have. Have you found the perfect scarf yet? And you sit tall, drawing yourself. So this one's not so much about the hamstring, although enjoy that if you're feeling it, but it's more about drawing the toes back and feeling the calf heel stretch, maybe your ankle a little bit. Okay. So you can wake up that area by pushing the toes forward and drawing it back. Good. One more of those. And then drawing it back. So now I would love it if you try turning your foot in like that. So maybe you'll get a little outer line. And deep breath here. And then take it the other way. So when you're taking care of your whole body, it really is awesome to start with the feet, ankles, lower legs, because that is the foundation. That's the base of your body. So it kind of makes sense to start with it. I don't always do that, but here it is today, definitely. So I'm going to ease off of that and switch to the second leg. Hooking on, sitting tall. See how I take the straps in my opposite hand, kind of bringing my body more centered across that leg? It doesn't have to be that way, but it's the suggestion I have for you. Drawing the toes back, what do you notice? So it's kind of cool to notice Notice tightness that maybe you didn't realize you had. And this is whenever I get into my heel and my calf, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this area. I forgot about you. I'm going to do a little movement of pressing it forward and drawing it back, and then doing that one more time. Little ankle rehab if you ever need. And then turning the leg in and feeling right down into the side tattoo here. Deep breath. And then taking it out. And so this video really is slowly going to come from the bottom, legs, mid-body, up to the top. And so anytime you could always take a break from it and come back to it if you feel like you have some distraction on your mind, or you can just do the whole thing with me, whatever makes sense. Okay, so there's that. Now we're going to set the strap aside and move to your back and warm up the hamstrings on our back. So you lay on back and hold behind your thigh and begin to straighten and bend that leg that you're holding. Extend it long and then bend it. The other leg could be bent or it could be straight long. Either way. In this little warm-up part, I don't feel like I need to extend it long yet. I just want to feel how I push into the hamstring here and then release it down. And then at the same time, I want to notice the ankle and the foot, that connection that we already worked on, down into your leg. So bend and straighten. Now pushing the leg a little straighter, push it just around, just really small movement. So I'm pushing it forward into my hands, pulling it back, maybe circling really tiny with it. Tiny little movements. Good, relax. And now one more time, back up to that ankle, do a full circle in each direction. Deep breath as you go. And so now check in with that leg wonderfully, so you switch to the second leg. Notice how this one's feeling. And begin to straighten and bend into your hand. A little breath connection could be helpful here. Could feel the inhale as you press, the exhale as you bend. Or whatever makes sense. Your breath might come through in a different way, and that's perfectly fine. And as you go, you notice the foot and ankle connection, how it feels right up into the calf, into the heel, the Achilles. And now pushing the leg a little straighter, feel into the ankle. So I'm going to do a circle in one direction and then circle it the other way. Then relaxing that foot, I take the whole leg, kind of release my fingers a little bit, so I can move it around a touch, moving it away from me and towards, maybe a little circle. And just waking up and recognizing the hamstring connection behind the leg there. Good. So what I'll have you do now is stay on your back for the next one, and you're going to have your knees bent, feet on the floor, hip width apart. And we're going to go into windshield wipers on our back. So I'm going to stay facing this way. And so what I do is I drop my knees together towards you. Keep in mind the feet are about hip width apart. And then I lift up and let the knees drop to the other side. And the head turns away from that direction. So I keep doing that. I sweep the legs across and the head turns the other way. And so if you want, this can be moving constantly, or it could hesitate, it could stop, and it could stretch into the quadricep each time it lowers on each side. So moving through it a few times, see what you find. See if you can open up the front of the thigh to balance out your hamstrings. We'll do about 3 or 4 more, so just keep with it. And give your body the sweet patience that it deserves. finished, you center out, and you're going to pull the knees into your chest. And now feel the lower back, how it presses down. Feel that lower back stretch. And from here, I'll have you roll up, and we'll meet in a butterfly. So roll your body up, setting your feet together. So we're going to continue with the legs, but now I'm getting into them in a slightly different way, inner or outer thigh with this. Now, very important all the way along when you're doing breath, body awareness from bottom to top, is that breathing connection. Okay, so now within your butterfly, focus a little more into the breath, the rise and fall of the inhale and exhale. So if you notice something, what I'm doing is when I inhale, I'm going to lift up a little bit. And when I exhale, I'm going to allow that exhale to drop me forward. We can all move in different ways. It may drop you more forward into the stretch if you wanted to. Your beautiful stretch could remain really lifted also. Try to not make any decisions on what your body should do. Let it guide you. Okay, get the mind out of it and just let the body take care and tell you carefully what it needs. So I love the benefits of a butterfly, where if your feet are closer, you can feel more inner thigh. Maybe that's where you automatically went, feeling that area. But if the feet are further out, can you get more outer thigh? Do you notice the change in the two stretches? Good. Keep with that a little bit. Keep with your breath. So staying with the lower body for now, I want to do a nice long figure four on each side. Okay. So what I'm going to do is come on up and start off in seated, and then end up laying down. I'm going to choose one side, one leg. And so along the way, if you know the figure four, you're welcome to do any style you want. You could use the scarf to bring it down to your back. You could be on your back the whole time. Okay, but I'm going to start by teaching from here. And so with this seated one, I'm opening the shoulders, hands are back, and I do a little rock side to side and take a deep breath with that. And now I'm going to get ready to roll it to my back. So if you want to join me there, you could shift your body forward, reaching through, if you don't use the scarf, reaching through and around the other thigh. Settling into that. Relaxing here a bit. Now keeping this figure four a little bit longer, we're going to practice a circle. And so you're going to press your figure four forward into your hands away from you, releasing it somewhat. And then circle the whole thing around. So pick one direction and circle it back towards you, and then around the, you get the idea what a circle is. I don't have to tell you. One more time that direction. And then if you're ready, you're going to take that same little circle the other way. So now, releasing that a little bit, I'm going to take that figure four out, pull the knees in, and then roll your way up to seated. Okay. Take a butterfly for a moment before we switch sides. So feeling the butterfly, maybe the inner thigh, outer thigh, whatever you need. Stretching over that, see if you notice the difference in the two legs. then getting ready for figure 4 on the second side. Okay, so taking the second leg over, setting up the figure 4 you want, or sticking here with me if you wish. And begin to rock that a little bit side to side. What do you feel on this leg? You ready to roll to your back now? So second side, make your way down, reaching through the center. See if you can relax into it and let it draw towards your body. So really, if this one is tight, if this is a challenging one, I would say use a scarf around the foot, that style that you've done with me instead. Full deep breath. So I'm going to add in a little movement where I push this figure 4 away from me into the hands. And I move into the big circle. So taking it one direction, you get the idea. A big circle in one direction. Let your breath connect to the movement. And then a big circle the second way. The other direction, I should say. And then possibly hold it just a little bit longer. And so after this, we're going to stay on our back for the next stretch. So you set that down and uncross. And I'm going to come back to the hamstring one more time and hold behind. Let's see, I'm going to bring the leg up closest to you right now. Bring the leg up and hold behind the thigh. Now the other leg could be bent for this one. That could work just awesome. Or it could be straighter. I'm going to see how mine feels going straighter. And we're going to do the drop and pull as you're ready. Okay, so I just start to move it around. Your hands can be low behind your thighs. Some of you might have them higher. I'm going to bring mine higher at the end. So the drop and pull, if I'm ready, if you're ready, you're going to release down and bring it up and pull it in. Your knee could be bent for this one as you begin to practice it. Down and up. And so on the last one, I'm going to hold it again. And then lift up a little higher. My leg that's on the floor that's straight, I'm actually going to bend it. It'll allow me a little more lift. And I'm going to lift my body into this stretch. The other leg could stretch long if you like that. Deep breath and then bend, pull it in. Now the other leg goes straight. Your hand hooks over the top of this knee so you can open the knee out and down towards the ground. Hip opener right here. Eyesight up. Hold that for 2 deep breaths. And then lifting it up. Good. So now moving to the second side, holding behind your thigh. The other leg could be bent, which can work really well on this one, or it could be straight. Good. Let's scooch up just a little bit here. So you start to move it around, thinking about that drop and pull. Your knee might be a little bent if you're still feeling some tightness here. And you drop it down and up. Pulling it in just a little bit each time. Deep breath as you go. And one more time, holding on. The other leg could stay straight or bent. And if you'd like, you could lift your upper body up into it. Taking a deep breath here. Good. Release, bend the knee, hand hooks over the top of the leg so you can open the hip out and down. Other leg stretches really long. Eyesight up. Take a deep breath here. And then bring that up. So we get to stay on our back for another awesome stretch. We're going to do the double knee twist. So you bend your knees and pull them in towards your chest. Arms are out to the side in a T shape. Choose your direction and let the legs drop that way. Your head turns the other way. Good. Then the arm that's reaching away, turn that palm up. Close your eyes and see if you can really settle, relax into this twist. Breathe down low. So moving up the body a little bit higher. Lower back awareness. Then getting ready to go to the other side. I always do one knee up and then the other. It's more gentle for my body. And then you let your knees relax to the second side. And your head turns away, arm open so the palm turns up. Remember, opens that shoulder a little bit better. Let your breath just kind of melt back into this stretch. And then bringing it up, so centering it out, pulling both knees in, making sure the lower back is really tucked underneath again, and roll your way all the way up to seated. And for a moment, we will do a butterfly, a little thinking spot here, because we're starting to come on up into this part of the body more. So what should be next? So what I'm going to do is start the spine movement here, and then we'll shift to hands and knees. If you ever have a day where hands and knees is not right for you, you can always do the spine movement here. See where you curl it back and then pull your body up. So to do this one effectively, I think the feet have to be further out. You can play around with that, but it feels better to have maybe the feet further out. Inhale and exhale so you have a lot of space to curl back into. Inhale. And exhale. And then coming all the way up. I still want to do quadriceps, so I am going to be still in the legs a little bit, not quite yet. So you're going to come to hands and knees, get your knees nice and happy with padding. This is a moment to kind of stretch all the way down into the toes again. And then you're going to move your spine. So releasing down, you let it relax down. And then you press into your hands, your shoulders, and press all the way up into your spine. Head drops. You know this one. I was just giving you a little extra thought on it. Inhale down. And then exhale, curl. And then another one of those. Good. So to be able to get the quadricep really well, I want to add in the lunge here. If you need another option, you can choose another quadricep stretch. You could lay on your back and drop one knee in and stretch it there, or whatever pops into your head that might stretch your quadricep. So choose something else if you wish, but this is really effective for lengthening through that leg. Okay, so I'm going to lift up here. We're not doing a long one, just a little time here, what am I trying to say? A couple breaths possibly. How about that? So lift up, draw in, really open up this space down the leg. And then I come down and I'm going to switch to the second leg. and get that length. I always lift my knee up a little bit and kind of shift it further back to see if I can really open up that quadricep and hip space there. And then lifting up is going to get more up into this hip flexor area. Deep breath here. I've almost done everything that I can think of for now for the lower body. I'm going to start moving up into the upper body. Okay. And so if you needed a break, if you're like, okay, that's good for now, you could always leave and come back and do the second piece of this video at another time. But full body, would that be great? So we're going to come to seated. And bring your pillow behind. I'm going to flip my little cheat sheet over just to make sure what I was thinking. I don't always follow that, but sometimes I do. Set yourself up. Now that your legs are loosened up, maybe cross-legged is awesome. Pillow below. And so to warm this space up, we're going to do the movement breath connection. So fingertips back. Inhale, reach your arms up, lifting all the way up, and then exhaling the arms down. So really sweet and simple, 2 or 3 more times. Releasing down, letting that go. Good. And then moving into the side bend. This still keeps you down into the lower back a little bit, still to the mid body with your long stretch. Turn your eyesight and look down to the hand on the ground. Deep breath there. Really stretching, kind of waking this one up. Good. Bring your eyesight up a little bit. Inhale up, stay on the same side. Exhale over 1 more time. And then to come out of it, practice lifting the arm up and then back so you touch way far back here and ready to center out. Let's see how that shoulder feels. Whew. And take it to the other side. Reaching long, deep, beautiful breath. Peeking down at the hand on the floor, stretching long with your eyesight down briefly. Now keeping this, you're going to inhale, lift up, and then exhale over again. Another deep breath here. Feel that long stretch. And then lift up and back. And then centering out. And we'll do a twist. So still kind of including the mid body as we get into the upper body. So your right arm is first. Inhale and exhale it around. Center. Good. Second side. Inhale and exhale around. So 1 more time each side. I'm going to be quiet. Okay, so now switching the leg position, reaching out for your scarf, setting your scarf up behind you so it's ready for a beautiful chest opener. Okay, you can always interlace your fingers, but the scarf is so nice in order to give it more space. So I'm going to set up sideways for this one. For a moment, I'll be oddly forward. I was just thinking about this. You want to go into your knee hug. Okay, so I like a relaxed knee hug. The arms could even be out here. They could drape over. But letting the spine actually curl and your head drop down. Knees could be closer, further apart. You kind of have to play with this for a moment. Sometimes you might need a nice sweet pillow right in here to kind of rest on as you let your body curl. So keeping this a little bit, breathe into that upper middle back. And then roll your way up, and we're going to oppose that action by opening up the chest. So you reach back for your scarf, and before you go too far with it, you just practice rolling the shoulders back and down. So you get that movement, that shoulder loop back and down. And then possibly lift the arms up. And what I like to do, I'm going to do it 3 times, is I bring it up pretty deep, take a deep breath here, and then release it down. So still holding the shoulder opener, really good here. Feel the shoulders moving back and down. And I'm going to do it a second time now. Inhale up, deep breath. And then releasing down. Take a moment there, and if you want, you could do one more possibly. You could release it if you're done with these. And letting that go. So sweet. The shoulders are a little more awake now. We can do with some neck movement, neck awareness. So set yourself up comfortable. Take a sip of water or drink if you need. So I'm going to test out all the neck movements. So I'm going to let the hands relax into the lap and kind of sit back into an imaginary wall. And turn and peek to each shoulder. Feel your big no. Your slow, purposeful no. And then center. And we're going to add in the arm movement to the nodding of the head yes. So right here your head is lifted, inhale, and then exhale, drop your head down as you press your arms forward. 2 more of those. Inhale, really open, and then exhale, curl. And then 1 more time. Exhale, curl. And then release. Now the arms reach out here, and you do this movement where the head tips to one side, like, not sure, maybe here, and then up and over. Good. If you tip it to one side and you feel a little tightness there, a little extra tightness, you might take a moment to kind of move and breathe into that space. Okay, you don't have to switch when I do. I'm going to switch now to the last side. So noticing, awareness. And then finally, just a few of the half neck rolls, the little smile of the neck. So you let your head relax down, and you begin to just roll it up into what you can picture as a tiny little smile. So it's a really small arc at first. And then maybe it gets a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. Just kind of testing out that space. Inhaling up, exhaling it down. 1 more time each side. Making sure that you then finish up with your head dropping down the center and lifting up from there. And then I'm going to move into one of my favorite moves, the curl and sweep, and I let the neck kind of move with it. So, taking it to one side, a little reminder if you need, the curl is this one where you bring your offering forward and you tuck your head into that. You can hold it for an extra breath. And then you sweep it open behind you, just peeking back carefully as you head back. You don't have to turn your head too far. So how about 3 or 4 more? Take your time, feel it out. It depends. It could be 1 more if you are really taking your time to hold and breathe extra into them. I think the full movement, the full range of motion with this one is really awesome for the body. I'm feeling really good on this side. I'm going to add in 1 more for myself. You just center out when you're done. Between the 2 sides, it's really good to feel a moment in the center and use your body awareness, checking in. Where do you feel it? How's that shoulder? And get ready to balance that out. Okay. And so curling and sweeping as you wish. Curl it forward, offering there. When your body breath is ready, you sweep it open. I would say just close your eyes and let your body move gracefully, freely through this movement. When I have watched a class, when I've taught this to a class in person and I've seen people doing it with me, never have I seen anyone that doesn't look graceful through this movement. Just close your eyes, imagine that. Move it how you want. I'm thinking I just need 1 more time, 1 more opening. Finish off whatever you need to balance yourself out. Okay. You center out. Nice. Alright, we're going to keep going a little longer. So this is a longer video. I'm going to switch it around now to child's pose. So you might take your knees a little wider, reach the arms. So feel that stretch first. Let the head relax down. If it feels better, you could end up bringing your hands closer. You can put pillows under your head. We're going to stay with child's pose for about 4 or 5 deep breaths. And then make your way up. To get a really good shoulder opener, we're going to come down on our stomachs, reaching that 1 arm out to the side so you can open up the shoulder. Okay. So you might actually take a little moment in Sphinx, draw your body forward. And then you choose the arm you want to start with, you reach it directly out to the side, your head and neck drop, remember that. So you could watch me for a moment and then make sure you drop your head and neck and roll your hips up onto that shoulder. The top leg could bend and set behind. And then easing off of that, switching your other arm, second side, rolling onto that side. Deep breath or 2 or 3 here. And then centering it out. Okay. And then lifting your way up, back into child's pose. Knees might not be quite as wide because as I reach forward, here's the suggestion. This will reach down your body too into lower body. But you're going to reach it to one side and bow your head through. So if you really reach that arm on the inside a little further, you're going to feel shoulder down into your back. Keeping that, you could turn the thumb up towards the ceiling as you stretch it. And then turning that down, you shift and take it to your second side. Hips shift away a little bit. Bowing, dropping your head through, neck is long. And then centering it out, walking your hands back, making your way up to seated. You could be in kneeling if anyone finds comfort here. Feel free to stay there. I always need to be in either cross or butterfly to be comfortable in the end. The last little piece you're going to do is breath awareness, and just for a minute or so. Okay, so you set yourself comfortable, so honestly you can lay down too. I'm going to bring one hand down low and one hand up high. Let my head bow just a little bit. And really bring focus into the breath underneath your hands. Lifting your head up, feeling the length that you can create in the front of your body. And thank you so much for joining me through all of that. I'll see you next time.